It was a serene evening in the small, seemingly quiet town of Miramar. Known for its peaceful streets and tight-knit community, nothing ever seemed out of place here. But that calm was shattered when Laura Vasquez, a young and successful businesswoman, vanished without a trace. Laura, in her early 30s, had built a thriving career from the ground up. She was admired for her intelligence, beauty, and work ethic, and was seen as an inspiration to the people around her. But one night, after a dinner with friends, she simply disappeared. Her family and friends were frantic when she didn't return. Her mother, Teresa Vasquez, immediately called the police, but no one could understand how something like this could happen in a town like Miramar. Laura's car was found parked at a deserted spot by the local park, but there were no signs of struggle or any indication of where she might have gone. The only thing that seemed odd was a crumpled piece of paper in the back seat of the car, which was later found to have an odd phone number written on it. But no one could trace it back to anyone significant. The first few days were filled with a sense of helplessness as the police scoured the area, questioned Laura's friends, and combed through any possible leads. But no one could find any trace of her. Her social media profiles had gone quiet, her phone was turned off, and there were no financial transactions made on her bank account. It was as though Laura had simply vanished from the face of the earth. But what the townspeople didn't know was that Laura's disappearance was tied to something far deeper, something hidden in her family's past. The Vasquez family, despite their public success, had always carried a shadowy legacy. Laura's mother, Teresa, had been estranged from her own sister, Sofia, for many years. The tension between the two sisters was no secret in the small town, though few knew the real reasons behind it. Sofia had always been the black sheep of the family, fiery, outspoken, and prone to fits of anger. She and Teresa had been close growing up, but something had happened years ago that created an unspoken rift between them. Teresa had never been open about the cause of the fallout, but it was clear that whatever it was, it ran deep. The relationship became so strained that Teresa had distanced herself from Sofia, even cutting off most communication. Laura, being the curious and determined young woman that she was, had always felt there was more to the story than her mother let on. She had tried to talk to her mother about it on several occasions, but Teresa would shut down the conversation, always changing the subject or deflecting. However, as Laura grew older, she began to piece together fragments of information. She found old letters, mysterious documents hidden in drawers, and subtle hints that there was something dark buried in the family's past, a secret that had been kept for years. Then, in the days leading up to her disappearance, Laura started receiving anonymous threats. They began innocuously. Vague messages sent through emails, letters left at her office. They spoke of things she didn't understand at first, references to the Vasquez family fortune, cryptic mentions of debts owed and agreements made. Laura, of course, was alarmed, but at first she dismissed them as nothing more than a prank or a misguided attempt to scare her. But the messages became more frequent and their tone grew increasingly sinister. One night, Laura found a particularly chilling message waiting for her on her doorstep. "Your family's secrets are about to come to light. It's already too late for you to stop it." That message was the last straw. Laura, determined to find out what was really going on, began her own investigation. She dug deeper into her family's financial records, uncovered strange transactions, and learned about a long-forgotten conflict between her mother and aunt. It became clear that the rift between Teresa and Sofia was not just personal, it was rooted in a deep financial dispute. There were allegations of fraud, manipulation, and deceit, and Laura discovered that her mother had made deals behind the scenes that could ruin the family's reputation. Laura, ever the principled woman, knew she couldn't stand by and let those secrets stay buried forever. But someone in her family didn't want those secrets revealed, As Laura's investigation progressed, the threats escalated. She received a message one evening that sent a chill down her spine. "Stop digging, or you'll never see tomorrow." It was then that she realized just how serious the situation had become. Little did Laura know, the person behind these threats was much closer than she had ever imagined. Sophia, her aunt, had been secretly watching Laura's every move. Sophia, who had always been a bitter and resentful woman, was furious when she learned that Laura had been snooping into family matters. She feared that Laura would. Then one day, the breakthrough came. A local hiker walking through the woods stumbled upon the cabin where Laura had been held. He heard faint cries coming from inside and immediately contacted the authorities. The police rushed to the location, where they found Laura alive but weak, traumatized by her ordeal. She was brought to safety, and Sophia was arrested shortly after. The truth came out in a series of shocking revelations. Sophia had been the mastermind behind her niece's disappearance, trying to cover up the family's dirty secrets. She had been driven by jealousy and greed, willing to go to any lengths to protect herself. Teresa, devastated by the betrayal, could hardly comprehend what had happened. She had never suspected her own sister could go so far. Laura was left to process the horrors she had experienced, but her determination to expose the truth never wavered. She worked with the authorities to uncover the full extent of Sophia's criminal activities and to bring justice to the Vasquez family's legacy. The case of Laura Vasquez became a landmark in Miramar, a town forever changed by the shocking truths that came to light. The once peaceful community would never be the same, and the story of betrayal, revenge, and family secrets would haunt the town for years to come. In the end, Laura emerged stronger than ever, a survivor who had uncovered not just the hidden crimes of her family, but her own inner strength. The truth, though painful, had set her free,